Hi everybody, welcome again to another WinPure's webinar. Really appreciate you joining today. We're going to go ahead and wade into this, of course, here at the top of the hour. Some folks still joining. So again, really appreciate you joining today. This is our first webinar of 2021, and I really hope that you're all doing well. Today is Wednesday, February 24th, and we are very, very excited to be here today. This has probably been one of the most interesting years in modern history for a variety of different reasons. This is a pretty important moment for WinPure as an organization. And, in my perspective, data management strategy. So we're really excited about this today. So again, thanks everyone for joining today. Really appreciate it. We're going to continue to wade into this as folks are still joining. My name is Ben Cutler. I'm one of our solution specialists here at WinPure. I'll be your host today. Again, we're starting slow as some people are still joining, so I'm going to start with some basic housekeeping. If you take a look at the GoToWebinar control panel, you'll see that everyone is on mute today, but we are going to save some time at the end of the webinar. We're going to open it up to a bit of informal chat, also take a few written questions that you can submit along the way. So if you take a look at the GoToWebinar control panel, you'll see there is a question box there. So feel free to submit questions throughout the webinar. This webinar today is tentatively expected to run about 45 minutes, so please bear with us here as we might finish up a bit sooner, or we might run a bit longer. We're not going to be able to take all questions that might come in today, but we will try to take a few. And feel free to contact us at sales@winpure.com for more information. Also, anyone who registered for this webinar today will receive a follow-up email with some more information. And again, if you take a look at the control panel here, you also see a PDF handout which are the slides we're going to look at today, plus a few extras with references and contact information and things like that. The PDF is called WinPure MDM handout. So grab that before we finish up today. So before we take a look at the agenda, I really want to take a minute just to welcome a very special guest to the show today, Mr. Henrik Gabs Liliendahl. Henrik is a partner manager and a master data management and data governance business consultant with AstroCidia. Henrik is one of the more recognized thought leaders in the master data management space. Henrik is a content creator and a blog writer, most specifically on topics of master data management, product information management, and data quality management. Henrik is also the founder of the Disruptive Master Data Management List, among other ventures, I'm sure. So we're going to come back to the story about the Disruptive Master Data Management List. So for now, just a quick introduction. Henrik, we're really excited to have your help with this. I'm so appreciative. Thank you so much for joining today. And thank you for all of your contributions and your thought leadership in the master data management space. Do you want to come on and say hello?
Absolutely. Hello, everyone. And thanks, Ben, for having me on this webinar. It's very exciting. You know, Ben, that I spent most of my middle career with developing and implementing data management solution. That was actually my path into the data management space. So it's good to see WinPure striving and also going from data quality management to MDM. So I'm also looking forward to this webinar.
Really appreciate it, Henrik. Thanks. It's really glad to have you here. So let's go ahead and look at the agenda today. We're going to start off with introductions. A bit of background information about WinPure, about our award-winning Clean and Match software. We're going to talk a bit about traditional master data management solutions. We're also going to talk a bit about master data management market gaps and how WinPure's new Clean and Match Contextual MDM solution really breaks the mold of traditional master data management solutions and simply focuses on helping businesses to strengthen their master data management capabilities and to deliver more business value much faster than other solutions on the market. So I'm going to start with a bit of background about WinPure just before jumping into the topic of the webinar today. WinPure was founded almost 20 years ago in 2003 as a UK-based data quality software and services vendor. Since then, we've helped tens of thousands of people and organizations around the world with simple and affordable data quality solutions. Where we've seen the greatest demand and where we can really be of the most service to you is filling the need for very simple to use data cleansing and error-tolerant data matching solutions as part of your master data management strategy, which you'll see today can also be very effective in the context of more traditional master data management programs. So moving on here, we have thousands of partners and clients all around the world. Many of these names you'll recognize. We have partners and clients in technology, government, education, financial, healthcare, and many others. Our software is used to clean, match, and more effectively manage all different types of data from all over the world, even in different languages. The software is also used in a variety of different initiatives and operations ranging from simple list deduplication to much more complex system integrations, systems migrations, and even master data management. Our software is top rated worldwide, even when compared to solutions by the long-standing industry leaders. Why is that? Well, there are lots and lots of reasons for this kind of growth. First of all, information management is quickly becoming more of a core business activity for organizations all around the world, which requires more meaningful participation from the business, which is usually a very different skill set. Data quality is also a top priority these days. And what's really interesting is that as data becomes more of an everyday business asset in all different areas of business, data matching tools and strategy is becoming more important than ever. The Clean and Match software is the very best solution for the money, and it's helping to solve so many different business problems. Data matching is the most common data management problem we're helping to solve, and it's a big one. On the business side, the software is also very simple to use, it's very powerful, it's versatile, and it's very affordable. In addition to all of that, our innovation and expertise in the data matching space and our focus on simplicity and affordability is helping to make data management more of a business activity and helping to make information much more useful and fit for purpose much faster than it has been historically. When business users can make more meaningful contributions to data management, this is going to allow the organization to scale their workforce, reduce their reliance on outsourcing or other unsustainable manual efforts, and to ensure better control of speed and quality, helping to produce better business outcomes. So moving on here, let's go ahead and talk about Clean and Match software and some of the out-of-the-box functionality to better understand what we can expect from our new Clean and Match Contextual MDM solution. So here we're looking at essentially functions. WinPure's top-rated Clean and Match software includes best-in-class functionality to clean, match, and merge data sets right out of the box. You can pick up a free community edition to see it for yourself. These data matching tools help organizations to deduplicate lists and databases much faster and more accurately, which is a huge win for data quality. But data matching also helps in so many other ways. The cleansing and normalization is designed to make to make data more useful for any general purposes. It's also designed to work hand in hand with the data matching to get better match results. Noise removal and normalization are also pretty critical to this type of work. This empowers people with little to no training to cleanse, analyze, and to quickly discover less obvious relationships or duplicates in very large data sets. This is where you can really start to see the power of the software. The cleansing is very simple and it's very powerful, giving the user point-and-click functionality and customizable templates to further customize or to further simplify this kind of work. The error-tolerant match engine is simple to use. It's highly configurable. It's a rule-based match engine, allowing the user to quickly and to accurately discover these less obvious relationships in mismatching data. This includes people names, contact information, addresses, product descriptions, and a lot more. The software is also designed to allow the user to run into iterations to see which rules produce the best results. This complete design helps organizations to match, link, and merge data sets much faster and much more accurately compared to other ways of doing the same type of work. Moving on here, most commonly our customers are working with customer data, but other types of people data also need to be matched to make the information more useful. This includes student data, patient data, donor data, employee data, and a variety of other possibilities. Another common data type is company data. These companies could be your customers or suppliers, tax-paying entities, target accounts, but there are literally dozens of other possibilities here. Addresses are also very common and are also used to match data to discover these less obvious relationships. And it's not typically just a single mailing address, but often we're helping with billing addresses, shipping addresses, or dealing with other types of location data. So let's go ahead and switch gears here just a bit to the topic of master data management. Let me go ahead and turn it over to our special guest today so he can tell you a bit more about his experiences in master data management. Henrik, if you're ready, I'd like to turn it over to you so you can tell the audience a bit more about your own background.
Thanks again, Ben. Yeah, so as said before, I actually started my way into data management through data matching, and since then it has developed to deal with master data management and data governance and data quality management in general around in many large organizations and also small organizations around the world, and also been helping some of the tool vendors on this market with the messaging and with where their research and development are going. But it's good to see this data matching concept comes back. So if we look at the master data management market today, there are some reasons why data matching hasn't been fully adopted around. First of all, you can say that every master data management platform has some form of data matching within it, but they are not that good at all things, everyone. It's a bit like a Swiss knife. You know, you have a Swiss knife and it can do a lot of things, but sometimes a real bottle opener or a real knife or a real saw will do the job better. And so it also is with data matching. Some MDM-based data matching tools may be better for a given geography, or better with people data, or better with company data, or better with address, but not so good with all the things. Next thing is that there's a lot of things around data matching which doesn't necessarily have to be done within a master data management solution. That can be when you onboard new data. So if you have to load them into the master data management solution first and then do the massive cleansing, that might be the wrong time. It might be better to do it before, and that also goes for our scenarios. And then again, not every company needs a master data management solution. Actually, there's only 10,000 organizations around the world today that have a master data management solution. But the need for some of the master data management things like data matching and other things is for millions of companies. So there will be a lot of things that will not be solved by a master data management solution. So that's some of the reasons why we see these solutions. And as I said, one of the things I run is a list which is actually called today the Disruptive MDM PIM DQM list, where M is product information management and DQM is data quality management. And there we actually have a selection of different solutions. Some are the one-shop solutions which can do everything, and some are focusing on product information management, which, by the way, has increased a lot during the last couple of years. But then companies who take on a product information management solution might miss some master data management functionality around party master data, around customers and suppliers and other business partners. And here, data matching comes in as one of the solutions that can fill that gap. So I'm actually glad to have a solution like WinPure on this list now, which is a data management export, but also is now going a bit into the MDM world, so actually offers some capabilities where it's not just data matching, but also how can that data matching help with MDM problems. So that's the story, and Ben, take it further and tell more about how WinPure solves this.
That's really great. Thank you, Henrik. I really appreciate it. A few things that I picked up on here that I just want to comment and emphasize is that you mentioned around the world, I think it was some 10,000 probably very large organizations need these, more traditional one-stop MDM solutions. And what you've seen is an increase in the small and mid-sized market looking for MDM type of solutions. Of course, the traditional solutions are not always the best fit. I also picked up on the fact that, again, that is one of the reasons why you work with clients on their requirements and vendors in terms of building out their solutions to make to meet those requirements. So those are topics that I really appreciate hearing about now. We're going to come back to more conversation about the disruptive master data management list. And the service that you provide to small, medium, and large clients to help them to match their requirements with different solutions on the market. So we're going to come back to that conversation a little closer to the end of the webinar after we take a few questions. But Henrik, again, thank you so much for joining us today. Really appreciate all of your contributions in this space. And I do have a few follow-up questions here that take us to this next topic, which is traditional MDM and some of the gaps there. So if you don't mind, I have a few questions here. Again, we're going to move into how our clean and match contextual MDM solution works, some of the key benefits. But let's start with some of the gaps that exist in the market now. Henrik, this first question, these are big questions, so any response is appreciated here. But this first question is about the need for more meaningful participation from the business and simple solutions to these master data management problems. So in our perspective, there seem to be countless indications that organizations are beginning to require much more meaningful participation from the business. Of course, a mismatch in terms of the skill set there. When I say more meaningful participation from the business, what I'm referring to is in the context of data quality management and master data management. So if, again, considering that mismatch in the skill set, my question is, do you think that, again, more meaningful participation and simple solutions should be more common requirements in 2021? And would you consider these to be some of the key problems that need to be addressed by vendors like WinPure to ensure, or to help our clients to ensure, better business outcomes?
Yeah, sure. And the term self-service is all around, and it also applies to this one, because with traditional large solutions, MDM platforms, you actually have technicians who are doing the match tuning and a lot of work around the data matching, where we actually need the business users to go in and actually do the fine-tuning and do the quality assurance and do check the doubtful matching results and all these kind of things. So you need solutions where that's actually possible, and that's a reason of being for WinPure and the MDM world, I'm sure.
Yeah, absolutely. I agree. Well, and of course, if we think, Gartner has been saying for years that, data quality management is, it's not an IT problem. IT needs to be involved. It is a business problem. And, of course, that's why we're seeing more low-code and no-code solutions. There's a big movement behind this. So, yeah, absolutely. I agree. The next question here is about data quality management and data matching in master data management strategy. So I'm a huge fan of your work. I followed you for a number of years here, and I know you produce a lot of very useful content on the topic of data quality and specifically data matching. And I think we can probably agree that most organizations struggle with this all across the board, especially in the small and medium markets. Even in the, in these very large organizations, again, MDM solutions are obviously not the more traditional MDM solutions are obviously not the best solutions, especially for a lot of these ad hoc needs. The question here is, in our experience, data quality management and specifically data matching, this is one of the more critical pillars of master data management capabilities and competencies, especially in 2021, where data is becoming more of an asset. So I guess my question here is, how do you view the importance of data quality management and specifically data matching in mastering data management?
Yeah, it's still core, and it's still core around master data management. It always comes down to data quality. That's actually what we are going to solve. Of course, we look for business outcomes in the end. So how can all this help with getting business outcomes? And actually, as said, there's numbers out there who says that companies can save 20% of their revenue by having the optimal data quality management in place, and that's huge numbers, but there's no reason to doubt that they are not there. And of course, with having duplicates and actually not being able to connect the dots between all the data which are available today, you need data matching for there. So there's a lot of new use cases around that comes to surface and which needs to be solved if your company is going to prosper in the future data-driven world. So that's really what's driving it. Of course, there's a lot of other things that data matching you need to do around data quality management, but it is still the most frequent problem around.
That's really great. I like your response. It makes great sense, because this is what we see in the smaller and mid markets, is that it always comes down to data quality. And you mentioned connecting the dots. There's so much information or data being exchanged in so many different ways that, what we've seen, again, with all of this data being exchanged, all of this mismatching data being exchanged, data matching tools and strategy is needed in a variety of different areas of business, which is really interesting. The third question here, and again, these, in my mind, these are really touching on a lot of these gaps in traditional master data management solutions. So the third question here is about master data management solutions for small and medium businesses. Obviously, these larger organizations, they usually look to Gartner and Forrester, maybe the MDM Institute, among others. You have the Disruptive MDM list to more properly cater to clients with different needs, probably many of which come from the small and mid-sized market. And these traditional master data management solutions, of course, they make good sense. Like you said, one-stop shop. They are good solutions and very comprehensive. But specifically thinking small and medium businesses, my question to you is, in your experience, do these, the companies in the mid-market, do they need traditional? Are there some scenarios? Is there a decent percentage of these companies that do indeed need traditional master data management solutions? Does it make sense for them to try to implement traditional one-stop shop master data management solutions, or does it not make so much sense?
It always comes down to return on investment, doesn't it? So you can put up your business case and see what's your pain points, what's your opportunities, and how can a tool help, and then you can go in and look at this other three-letter acronym, total cost of ownership, and how does that match up, so to speak, with the savings and the growth opportunities and the risk mitigation that you can achieve from data quality management. And certainly not as the market are today. There are millions of companies where it's not going to be enough return of investment with data MDM platform we have today. So yes, there's a great need for this, and when we will come back to that concept about contextual MDM. So a lot of companies, as I said, embark into using product information management for solving data quality issues you have with product data. But then there's the problems we have with party master data, and here I hope we will see that the data quality management solutions around will be a bit more MDM-ish, as exactly WinPure has embarked on being, to actually be able to fill that gap for the mid-sized companies.
I like how your response started with it all boils down to ROI. That's a really important point. I'd be really interested to see that number of 10,000 different organizations across the world that truly need traditional MDM solutions. I'd be interested to see moving forward if that number grows or if that number stays about the same.
Yeah, the number is actually exactly, that's the one who has it today. I'm sure there's more needs than the 10,000, but it won't go into millions, so that's still a huge gap.
Sure, that makes good sense. I think on the other side, though, in the small and medium business market, absolutely what you mentioned is we are seeing a lot of growth in terms of these companies coming out and looking at solutions to help them to more effectively master data management. Would you agree?
Yeah, I agree.
Excellent. So we just touched on a few points there in terms of where traditional MDM solutions don't make sense. Cost barriers, long implementation times, cumbersome, not so user-friendly, not always so great for data matching, not always the perfect solutions, and ultimately always boiling down to the ROI, return on investment. So let's move on here now and look at how our clean and match contextual MDM solution can help small and medium businesses with their endeavors to master data management. I'm sure we can all agree here that master data management is not simply a piece of software. Of course, it's a discipline that requires the right people, the right processes, the right tools, and the right strategy. The concept of master data management is more about, again, mastering data management throughout the entire organization. And at least from our perspective, what we're seeing, Henrik, I'd love your feedback on this, but whether you're a small nonprofit or you're a Fortune 500, we all do business in 2021, at least in part, by exchanging data and information between people, software, and systems, both internally and externally. And the problem is that the data doesn't match. That mismatching data may or may not always fall under the umbrella of data quality. In many scenarios, mismatching data is a data quality issue. At the same time, it's really just the reality of working with data. Revenue agencies such as the IRS use advanced data matching tools and techniques to target higher value audit prospects more accurately. Organizations all over the world, especially financial institutions, use data matching for fraud prevention and detection. Defense agencies use data matching to identify and to locate suspected and known terrorists. Every time you're adding new data to some existing data set, you're going to see that it doesn't match. Every area of business struggles with this. Marketing, sales, product, and data operations teams all struggle with this mismatching data issue. And each time you're working on some new systems migration or systems deployment, you're likely cleaning and matching data from multiple disparate data sources to distribute a single source of truth, right? So you're going to start with data matching technology, and it's really going to be needed all across the organization and for very different business purposes. The best data strategies, in my mind, should really include data matching tools, and I think that's what we're going to see moving forward. WinPure's Clean and Match Contextual MDM solution is a commercial licensed API supporting open source development initiatives. So it's exposing the source code and all of the clean and match functionality for programmatic use. There is a ton of flexibility in terms of what can be developed, and WinPure can help you to build it out, or we can provide the documentation and some examples so that you can replicate and customize something very similar to what I'm going to show you today. The possibilities here are really endless. As I mentioned previously, the software includes a variety of functions for cleansing, standardization, transformation, or normalization. The software also includes a highly configurable, best-in-class, error-tolerant text matching engine. That's for deduplication, for suppression, for enrichment, and even for Google-like search purposes. This also includes a simple and very effective set of configurations to execute on merge and survivorship rules, including source and field level operators. So what I'm going to show you today is our Clean and Match Contextual MDM solution. It's designed to more effectively manage master data. It's designed to clean, match, and manage data from multiple disparate data sources for the initial load of any target system. It's also designed to clean, match, and manage new data in any file format and automated via API to keep the data fresh. It's also designed to analyze and deduplicate the existing master database or to compare the content of the existing master database to other systems to help ensure consistency and synchronization. It's also designed to provide that error-tolerant Google-like search function for the same master database, which helps a business user to find the most relevant results and also helps with dupe prevention. It's also designed to clean, match, and manage a variety of other data sets for a variety of other business needs, including data prep and ad hoc data sharing both internally and externally. So there are a lot of different use cases for something like this. What makes this system so different than the existing clean and match software? Well, this solution can be containerized and accessed over the web, increasing user accessibility. Workflows can be customized and further simplified and standardized to ensure uniform operations across the organization or across different work groups. This solution can also be integrated with a variety of source and target databases via API to further automate these operations and to add or update existing source or target data tables. It's also satisfying a variety of different business requirements that call for greater architectural flexibility, agility, and scalability. It's also more of a multi-user environment, which is really key to collaboration these days. So as I mentioned at the beginning of the webinar here, our focus here is on data cleansing and data matching in the context of master data management. So our goal is to help businesses to strengthen their master data management strategy and capabilities to deliver more business value much faster than other solutions on the market. Now let's take a look at this from another angle, and this time with a visual. So how is data cleansing and data matching used in master data management, migrations, new systems deployments, deduplication, and a lot of other information sharing activities? You can see here in the upper left, initial load. Over to the right there, you can see file imports. The next one is API and automation, followed by deduplicate master, followed by search, add, update, and finally data prep, silo mashup, and data sharing. These are high-level descriptions of the way that we've seen data cleansing and data matching used in general context of master data management. So this first one here, initial load or deployment, if you think in the context of master data management and the majority of new systems deployments, you're probably going to start with the initial load of some target system. In the majority of scenarios, you're starting with a single source of truth, or at least that's the goal. And a lot of the times it doesn't start that way, and it needs to be cleaned later or deduplicated later. And the system is also designed to solve that problem, right? Cleaning up the data as it exists within the master data database. But in order to start with that single source of truth and deploy this data set for distribution, this usually means combining mismatching data from at least a few sources of data. Oftentimes it's several different sources of data. So prior to deployment, prior to the initial load, prior to distributing the data, you're probably going to go through a series of steps allowing you to clean, match, or link and merge all of this mismatching data to be able to distribute a single reliable source of truth, right? That's the initial load. And that's really the first step in master data management where we're going to be able to help you with this. Now the next one here, keeping it fresh, file imports, API and automation, you're going to need to keep that data source fresh, that new master data source, or that new system that you've just deployed. Usually that means one or multiple people are cleaning and matching data in file format against the master data source to consolidate this new mismatching information with the existing master data. In the majority of scenarios, this also means that you're going to have the need for real-time interactions with other internal or external sources of mismatching data. And all of this requires tools to clean and match or link the information. So these next two use cases here, again, keeping the data fresh, file imports, and API and automation, you can see them on the screen here. Very important steps to master data management. The next one here is deduplicating the master, which should be pretty straightforward. If the data isn't accurately deduplicated up front prior to the time of deployment, our tool can help clean it up for you. What you're also going to see, of course, these systems are very, very difficult to keep clean. So, after months or years of operation, you're likely to have some 10 to 20% duplication. And again, we can help with that. Also worth noting on this same step here is that data from any master database can also be compared to any other database to ensure consistency and synchronization, also helping with master data management efforts, of course, across codependent systems. The next one here is search, add, and update. So, if you give this some thought, you've got, business users and, even folks maybe more on the data ops side or, the technical side, maybe in IT, who need to interact with the data or need to better understand the content of this master database. And one way that we can help that way is with this, again, Google-like search. Data matching is used to deploy Google-like error-tolerant searches. That's going to allow users to search for and find the most relevant information, even when that information, the search query might not match exactly to the information being searched for, and that'll allow them to interact with the data in a whole new way. They might also use it for downloading lists and things like that, but of course searching for the information you need, perhaps updating or even adding new data. The final step here is data prep, silo mashup, and data sharing. Lots and lots of other use cases across the organization that do require data matching. All different people throughout the organization in different work groups and different areas of business who all need to clean and match data for different business purposes. M&A comes to mind, mergers and acquisitions, which typically start by mashing up or matching up vendor information or product information, customer information, things like that, to pursue business value, right, to pursue synergies. And as organizations digitize more and more of their operations, their business and operations become more data-driven. Henrik, you mentioned this previously. And these tools being deployed this way can help simplify a variety of different business activities. So, Henrik, back to you for a second. A quick question on this. In this context, the system is very flexible. It's flexible enough to cover some other needs if you think we're missing anything here. My question is, would you add anything to the way that this probably should work?
Yeah, it's just that's thinking about using the right tool for the right job. So you can actually use a data matching specialty tool like WinPure for all these reasons here. And whether in your situation it will be one of them or 5 of them or none of them, that depends on a consideration. But I'm sure some of you will need some of this sometime.
Yeah, that makes perfect sense. I appreciate it. So moving on here, the benefits of our clean and match contextual MDM solution here. These benefits include faster deployments of more useful data, helping you to reach your ROI much faster. Also helping to keep the data fresh through more meaningful participation from the business, accelerating those business benefits. I mentioned that previously. Better data quality, you mentioned previously, it all boils down to data quality. Better linkage, better deduplication. And when compared to more traditional MDM solutions, your kind of one-stop shop, I think what we have here is more value and less of what you don't need. Faster time to more useful information, fewer bottlenecks, again, more meaningful use, more meaningful participation from the business, completely secure within your own environment, tons of architectural flexibility with this .NET Core API. Plus you can start small and you can scale the solution as needed. So tons of business benefits there. Finally here, before moving into the demonstration of the solution today, I want to emphasize some of the unique value propositions. And from the ground up, this system has been designed to simplify master data management activities. So it should be very, very simple to use and very, very user-centric. It can be deployed allowing web-based access, which is a big benefit to organizations today. It's also very flexible, versatile, and scalable to handle a variety of different data types, a variety of different business needs, different architectural needs, and of course the error tolerance data matching piece is very, very powerful. So let's go ahead and transition into a sneak peek of the WinPure's Clean and Match Contextual MDM solution. Please give me just a minute here while I transition and switch screen shares, if you would. All right, here it is. Here we go. Now, again, this is really a very simple demonstration here. Let's go ahead and get back to the home page here. Very simple demonstration. It's a simple example of what this could look like and how it could work for you. I want to remind everyone this solution is customizable. This is not out of the box, so most of what you're seeing here is proof of concept. So we're going to start with the Google-like search that I mentioned previously. This isn't going to be a full demonstration. We're going to look at the search functionality. We're also going to look at the data prep or the import and the results review functionality here today. So if you look in the upper left here, you're going to see the Google-like search function that we talked about. This is an error-tolerant text matching engine. So it shows the user the most relevant or the most similar results, regardless of spelling errors or missing or mismatching information. The user experience here, the business logic, it's all completely customizable. So let's take a quick look at how this works here. We're just simply going to set this up. We're going to tell the engine which table or which source to look at. We're going to tell the engine which field to look at. And we're going to tell the engine which value to search for, right? And very quickly here, we're going to see some very relevant results, which again is not available in all of these different business systems, right? Obviously, depending on your very specific requirements, but this is a pretty common requirement from what I've seen. In this case, you can see what I've searched for is the value JORG. And most of the results here are near matches to the name Jorge. So if we scroll down here just a bit, what we're seeing are matches to Jorge, right? What we searched for is this, and the results here are Jorge, right? So this is one way to do it. Again, if you think about the user experience, the business logic, this is all completely customizable. You have tons of flexibility here, so the sky is really the limit. What we're seeing here is essentially a simple search, right, which doesn't expose to the user all of the different potential options. Another one here. Let's go ahead. So on this advanced search option, what you're seeing is we're telling the system again which table to look in or which source to look in, and this can point to one or multiple different disparate sources, right, or data tables, right, even in different systems, right? There's tons and tons of power here. In this example, I've added a single group, and we're seeing essentially a condition below, and I'm telling the software or the solution here to search the name field, and I can add my search value, and I can adjust the search level, and there's plenty of flexibility there. I don't want to go too deep into this example. There's a lot to see. There's a lot to talk about. I don't want to go too deep into the weeds here. But a quick example in terms of what, how flexible the Google-like search function is, how useful it can be for your organization, and how flexible the business logic and the user experience is there. So if you look below the search option here, what you're going to see are the data prep tools, right? This is the WinPure design. Below the data prep tools, you're going to see import, profile, clean, verify, enrich, match results, survivorship, very similar to what you'd see in the software. It's kind of a data prep workflow, and this can be used for a variety of different purposes here. This can be used to import files manually, either staging for MDM or for any other data ad hoc data cleansing and data matching purposes. This could be deduplication of a standalone file. This could also be data matching and merging between two or multiple disparate data sets here. And we've really, for this demonstration, we've simplified the workflow here. We're simply going to show you how a business user with any skill set can import a file and view match results before proceeding with the merge and survivorship options. So we're not going to get into the merge and survivorship today, but we are going to start with that simple example here of importing a file and viewing the results. So let's click on import. Here you can see file import and configuration preferences. So essentially what we're demonstrating here is how a file can be imported very quickly and very easily. In this scenario, I'm going to import some company information, and I can select a configuration here, a mapping configuration that has been pre-configured, right, to simplify and to standardize the process. I can also create a configuration file. This is pretty cool stuff. It's very flexible. Again, simplicity, flexibility, these are some of the key value propositions here. And so I can tell the system here essentially what this, where these fields should map to. Now we can do a lot more with templates in this way. The templates can be built out also to apply different cleansing, standardization, or match rules. There's a variety of different possibilities here. So again, the sky is really the limit. In this scenario, I might tell the software here that I need to map town to city and postal code to zip and title to title, right? So plenty of flexibility with the system as a whole, right? In this scenario, the user is exposed to a few different options here that allows the mapping, right, to actually build a mapping config file or configuration file. But those configuration files can also be stored as templates, right? So lots and lots of flexibility here in terms of the way that this can work. In this scenario, I'm going to go ahead and upload the file. So again, thinking back to more meaningful participation from the business, you've now got individuals that have been given permission, authorization to access the system, but without any sort of formal training, they're able to do this kind of work themselves, right? And for different purposes, in different areas of business, perhaps for very specific master data management purposes, perhaps for other data management purposes throughout the organization. So a simple file import with some mapping here, plenty of flexibility in terms of how that works and the different cleansing settings. And then again, we're going to go ahead and take a look at the matched results here. And what we're able to do is tell the system essentially what type of results we want to look at here, right? In this scenario, I'm telling the system we want to look at the company table. And what we're able to see down below are the matches. These are near matches. Again, this is mismatching data, and this is what the system is built to help you with. In this scenario, you can see that the source here is company, right? The source here, this is master data. This is some of the data that's been imported now. And these are not exact matching values, right? This might have been matched on the company name or something different, perhaps on address or something along those lines. If you're more familiar with the software, some of this is going to be more familiar with you. We're not going to go too deep into detail today. We're happy to set up one-on-one sessions to come back and discuss this in more detail. But again, in the context of flexibility being user-centric, and simplicity, more meaningful participation from the business, data cleansing and data matching, this is really, really powerful stuff here. And essentially what we're seeing down below again are matches here that we've just loaded into the system, and we can see how they match against that master data here. So very, very powerful stuff here. Below the data prep tools here, what we're seeing are MDM tools and admin tools. We're not going to go into too much demonstration that way, but again, these slides are attached to the control panel, the GoToWebinar control panel. Take those home with you. Take them back to the office with you. Take a look at all of the different ways that data cleansing and data matching can be useful to you within the organization, and start to put some of this in context in terms of deploying a solution like this in this way and making it available to key people throughout the organization for their data cleansing and data matching needs. What we're seeing down below are essentially concepts, MDM tools where some of that automation, there could be approval processes and of course batch imports and a variety of other possibilities here. So we're happy to have those conversations more on a one-on-one basis here. But I'm going to go ahead and kind of open it up here. This is really a transition back to the conversation. And let me go ahead and switch back to the presentation here. We're going to open it up to a few live questions, right? So we're essentially wrapping up the webinar at this point, and we're going to open it up to some of these questions that might be coming in. We're also going to save, if possible, we're going to save some time for a bit of chat here. I'm looking at the time, and I see we've gone over. So anyone who wants to hang with us is welcome. Of course, it's completely understood if folks have to wrap up early or on time. So I'm going to take a quick look at questions here. Henrik, I'm going to shoot over questions to you if they do come up, if they are more questions that you can help with here. I see a couple of different questions. So hello, Henrik. Great to hear about MDM and data quality management from a fellow countryman. Okay, that's great. I see another one. Thank you for your time today. Have another meeting. Always great presentation. Excellent. Looking at some of the other questions coming in here. What makes this different than an ETL tool? So that's a good question. And again, I know we're at the top of the hour, so I'm going to try to move quickly here. In my mind, ETL is typically more for a technical audience. It's not very good for cleansing or for matching data. Really struggles in some of those areas. Doesn't necessarily do very well with survivorship. In my mind, ETL doesn't clean the existing master data, and it's certainly not going to be used for like search purposes or data prep. Henrik, so the question is, what makes this different than ETL tools? Do you want to add to that, or can you offer anything there?
Yeah, besides what you said, Ben, then of course that's the fuzzy element. So ETL tools doesn't very often offer fuzzy elements, so that you've shown Hawk and Hawk, so how would you match that? There are some ETL tools that have come up with that during the years now. My experience is that you really can't do them for a real data matching solution. So there's a lot there's a lot of examples where it actually doesn't do the matching or do the survivorship probably. So here you need a specialized tool like WinPure.
That's really great. I really appreciate it. You have a lot more experience with ETL tools than I do, so I appreciate that. Always learning. Yeah, that's great. So next question here, is this a SaaS solution? My take on this, when this question comes up, I think most folks really perceive SaaS solutions. They're thinking about hosted solutions, and a lot of the times they're thinking, kind of pay for like monthly and things like that. So quick clarification. We don't host this solution. You will in your own environment. So you've got your own security around this solution. Plenty of flexibility that way, and it is an annual subscription. So just a quick response in that regard. taking a look here to see other questions. Okay. Well, you know what? I don't see any other questions coming in here. I'd like to go longer, and I'd really like to open it up to the fireside chat. Henrik, I don't know if you want to open it up to a bit more about kind of the fireside chat, a bit more about disruptive MDM. Is that a conversation, maybe 2 to 3 minutes that you want to have before we wrap up today, or should we leave it there for today and leave that for another day?
Well, I think, Ben, we are now 15 minutes over time, so I think there's some contact data in the handout. So I will be very happy to take questions and comments and discussions with each of you at whatever time suits you.
That's really great. I appreciate it, Henrik. Let's come back to that. And the contact information is there. So if you want to get in contact with Henrik, again, years and years in master data management and data governance, has a free service that simply takes your requirements. I think it's self-serve, automated, if I'm not mistaken, but takes your requirements and matches those with the best solution out there. So feel free to get in touch with Henrik if you're interested in something like that. Otherwise, contact sales at winpure.com if you want to get in touch with us. We're going to wrap it up there today. Really appreciate everyone joining. Henrik, a big thank you to you. Thank you so much for all of your help with this. Thank you for all of your work in the space. And, again, thank you everyone for joining. Appreciate your time and your interest. Please get in touch, or we'll see you all the next time around. Have a great day. Thanks again, Henrik.
Bye-bye.